Hello, good morning students. In last video we have completed the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. In today's video we will discuss the back exercise of this poem. So let's start this. First part, thinking about the poem. Read the poem again and work in pair or group to do the following task. Find the words First part, find the words that describe the movements and action of the tiger in the cage and in the wild. Arrange them in two columns. In this question, simply students, you have to compare the movement of a tiger in the cage and in the forest. Means in one column you will write how is the movement of a tiger in a cage. For example, he stalks. Stalk means he walks slowly. He can take only few steps in that cage, and in cage he is in anger. But from the poem you will choose the same word. So what are these words? Like stalks, rage, and in cage he is locked in a concrete cell. So that's why he is stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So these are the movements of the tiger in a cage. Now second part, in the wild means when he is in a jungle, well he is in natural habitat. There tiger is lurking in shadow. Then he can roar, snarling around houses, bearing his white fangs, his claws. He can show his white teeth. He can show his claws, and tiger can terrorize the villagers. So that's why here, after doing this, we are able to understand the difference, how the movement is different in a cage and how the movement is different in a natural habitat, that it means forest. So these things you have to write. Then second part, find the words that describe the two places and arrange them in two columns. Same here, you will tell which words are related to cage, and other side you will write which words are related to wild, means forest. Then in cage you can write few steps of his cage, concrete cell, locked. Tiger is locked behind bars, visitors, patrolling cars. All these things you can mention. Then in wild you can write shadow, long grass is there, water hole, plump deer is there, villagers are there. So these things you can mention there. Then question number next part, now try to share ideas about how the poet uses words and images to contrast the two situations. Here, after doing first question, I hope now you are able to understand how the movement of tiger is different in a cage and how the movement of tiger is in the wild. Okay, there is total difference in the behavior of a tiger. Then question number 2. Notice the use of a word repeated in lines such as these. Some words are, when we have to repeat, when we want to give emphasis on those words, when we want to put stress there. So some words are repeated here. For example, on pads of velvet, quiet, in his quiet rage. Then on pads of velvet, quiet. Here, what is the meaning of quiet? Two quiet is given in the two lines. So here meaning is different. This repetition is a poetic device. Okay, when we are repeating the words, but it has a different meaning. The quiet means, in first line, on pads of velvet, quiet means silent. There is no movement. There is no sound of his feet. Then in his quiet rage. Here, what is the meaning of quiet rage? Means he is very angry. Here, this double use of quiet, you can see the use of quiet rage symbolize the anger and ferocity. Here means what is the meaning? The anger that is building up inside the tiger. Why The tiger is angry because he is inside the cage. This double use of quiet has brought immense beauty to the poem, means it adds the beauty. And then second line, star stares with his brilliant eyes. Brilliant means how are the eyes? It is an adjective you can say for the eyes of a tiger. Then at the brilliant stars. It stares at the brilliant star with its brilliant eyes, thinking about how beautiful its life could be in the forest. The repetitiveness of these words gives a wonderful effect to the poem. So sometimes poet repeat the words to add beauty. Okay, so poem will look more beautiful, more attractive. So that's why this is the purpose of poet, to repeat the word. Okay, now I hope you can understand. Then third part, read the following two poems, one about a tiger and one about other about a panther, then discuss. Now this one poem is given related to the tiger, and this second poem here you can see it is related to the panther. So here you can do the comparison after reading these poems, how is the movement of tiger, and then after reading the second poem you are able to understand how is the movement of panther. In zoo you can understand, zoo means these animals are not feeling free, they are bound, they can be kept in a cage or like that, so that's when they are not feeling good. These things you can read. Then last, take a point of view for or against Jews, or even consider both points of view and write a couple of paragraphs or speak about this topic for a couple of minutes in class. Now in this question number 4 you have to tell the positive side also of a Jew and negative side also. Same thing we can say in Jew animals are safe, okay, and other point, they animals they are not having freedom. So here you can differentiate, you can add on more points. So this is your poem. Read the poem properly. Yesterday I gave you the homework, you have to make extra questions from this poem, and if you are having any query related to this poem you can ask. Thank you and have a nice day.